Hello everyone, welcome to this video on built-in modules in Python. In this subsection, we'll learn how to use different built-in modules like OS module, Sys module, random module, datetime module, and math module. So this is a third video under modules in Python. If you have not seen last two videos, first see that two videos and then jump to this video. Now let me briefly revise what is a module. So module is simply a file which consists of group of functions and variables. And there are two types of modules, user-defined module and built-in module. So user-defined modules are created by user. Built-in modules are the modules which are already available within the programming language. So in last section we have created a calculator application with a main file calc_main, which consists of this menu, the operations, but here we are not defining because we have created a user-defined module common_ops and we have defined 4 functions, and these functions are for performing add, subtraction, multiplication and division operation. Here we are importing that module from common_ops, import star means all. Also we are using two functions factorial and square root from this math module, so we have imported that also. So we have created a module, here we have imported the user defined module, and here we are calling those functions from this particular module. So this is how we are using the functions defined in user defined module common_ops, and this is how we can use the user-defined module. So today, now we'll see the practical examples of how to use different built-in modules like Sys, OS, math, time, and random in our different practical applications. So now let us switch to PyCharm to practically see the application of different built-in modules. This is a PyCharm IDE. The very first thing, suppose I want to know how many different modules are available within the Python. Then, so help function is used to know the different modules available within the Python. So help. Then as an argument to help, we go to specify modules. So here we can see that it has given a list of different modules which are available in Python. We will practically see this random module, then math module, then Sys module, OS module, and datetime module. So this is how we can see what are the different modules. Now I want details about a particular module. Then using help function itself, we have to specify the name of the module. Say for example, I want to know about the random module. So help as argument pass random. So here is a complete documentation related to random module. So here we can see that we have typed this command, then help on module. So random module is for random variable generator, means we can generate random numbers using this particular module. And here we can see that this is description, and here is a class, different classes for this particular. So class random, then class _random.random, and here are different functions. So we can know about, we say for example this rand integer, random, and all these different functions. Fine. So this is how we can know what are the different modules and how to know about individual module. Now let us start with the very first module, that is OS module. So built-in module OS provides functions for interacting with the operating system. These are the 4 functions which we'll see practically how we can use these 4 functions from this built-in module OS. So very first step is to import the module. So import statement, import OS. Now the very first function that we are going to see is the login. The get login function is used to know who is currently logged in within the computer system. Now say for example, I want to know what are the different variables and functions available within this particular OS module. So first type the name of the module, then dot, and here it gives the complete list of variables and functions which are available over here. So this is how we can directly know what are the different variables and functions available within this particular module. Say for example, I want to use this particular function of OS module to know who is logged in within the system. So I need to print this one with a message user logged in is this one. Now let us run it, and we can see that user logged in is Dr. Ram. So Dr. Ram is logged in. The second function that we will explore is get CWD, is a function which is used for getting the current working directory. I can have a print statement, then say current directory is, I can type os.get CWD. So now let us run it, and here we can see that this is the current working directory. Fine. Now suppose I want to change this directory to some other directory. Fine. So say for example, my current directory is programs demo built-in modules, right? Now I want to change it to the within the program itself. I want to change to this directory. Then the function is chdir. The name of the module, the name of the function, and as an argument we have to pass, right? Now let us check after changing the directory. First of all, this is a current working directory. Then we have changed this directory to this one, and after changing directory again we are getting the current working directory, just to verify that what was the directory before change of directory, and after changing the directory what is the current working directory. Now let us run it. So here we can see that current directory before was this one, as we have already seen, and now after change the current working directory is this, because we wanted to change the current directory to calculator, and now it is changed. Right. Now suppose I want to see what are the different files available within this calculator directory. Fine. So there is a function list dir. Let us see how we can use. Just os then list dir. Very simple. Fine. And now suppose if I want to print this one, then here now let us run it, and here we can see the output that this was the current directory before, and this is a current directory after change, and these are the different files. Let's see lr.py, cls.py, common_op.py. And now suppose if I want to print it little bit systematically, then let me uncomment this code, comment this one, and say for example here I am storing these files which we are getting using this. So here we are getting all the files which are present within the current directory using list dir, storing in files, and here is a print message, and using the for loop we are iterating through this list of files in current directory, and here we are just printing. Fine. So already we know the syntax of for loop. Now let us run it, and here we can see that directory before and directory after change and files within the current directory are this. Now a small task for you. There are two functions within the OS module, make_dir and rm_dir. This is used to create a directory, and this is used to remove directory. So you write a Python program to create directory within current directory and then remove that directory. And also you can explore other functions of this OS module. Now let us switch to the next module, that is a random module. Module is used to generate random numbers. So random number generation have application in gambling application, statistical sampling, computer simulation, cryptography, and in completely randomized design, and there are many more applications of random number generation. So very first step is import random. So very first thing is randint. So randint function is used to generate random numbers between given range. So for example, here already we have seen how we have to use the name of the module and then name of the function, and here we have to give the range. If you want to generate random numbers between 1 to 20, then we have to specify 1,20. Now let us run it, and here we can see that the random number generated is 8. Now again let us run it. So now it is 11, now it is 13, now it is 4. So this is how we can use random number generator using a randint function. Similarly, there is a function randrange. So it is also a similar function. It also generates the random number between a given range. Say for example here, this random number is generated using randint, and this random number is generated using randrange. Now let me right now comment out this one. So both are similar, except in randrange function there is a third parameter also, that is a increment. That is a increment means we can give increment as a true 3. By default the increment value is 1. Fine. So that is a difference. Next is a random means random function is there, and it is used to generate floating point numbers between 0 to 1. So now let us uncomment this one, and this is how we can use this random function, random dot name of the module dot the function, and now let me run it. So here we can see that the random number generated is 0.20. Again if I run it, then 0.36. Let us again run it, 0.27, 0.82. So this is how. Now suppose I want to generate random numbers between 0 to 100, then just multiply with 100, and now again let us run it. So now we can see that it is generating random numbers between 0 to 100, but these numbers are floating point. So this choice function returns a random element from a given sequence. Say for example, in a class we have to select a student at random, then we have to create a list of all students, and if then we have to use choice function to randomly select one of the students from a class. So here I have 5 names in a list names, and here this is how we can use the choice function of random module, random.choice, and we have to pass the list as argument to this. And now let us run this program. If F10, so we can see that person selected is Jay. Again let us run it, and now Jay, so zone, then now Aman is selected, then again Amit is selected, again Aman, Amit, Ram, Jay. So this is how we can use selecting the persons or data items from a given list or given sequence randomly. So this is all about built-in module random. Next is a Sys module. So Sys module is for system specific parameters and functions which are used to manipulate different parts of Python runtime environment. So for this particular module we will look at the different variables like system.path, then executable variable, then version, then system arguments. Fine. Very first thing is we have to import the module, that is import this. Let me tell you the important point. Right now this statement color is gray, but as soon as I remove this comment over here, its color is changed, right? The reason is if we are not using any of the variables or functions of a given module like this, then it will be converted into this, so that the programmer can know that if the module is not used within a program, then that particular import statement can be removed. That is why initially the color of this particular module is gray. So when we start using it, so its color changes to the default colors of that particular themes of that particular ID. So fine. So very first thing is system.path. So sys.path stores the Python path set in the current system, and it contains a list of directories that the interpreter will search in for the required module. So whenever we run any program, so some built-in modules are used or built-in functions or library functions are used. So whenever we run any program, Python interpreter starts searching for those modules because these modules are stored at some location. The path to that particular file, so modules are stored in this particular environment variable, that is Python path, and this sys.path returns that path which is stored in this Python path. So now let us run it and let us verify. So here we are getting a list of different paths over here. Right now let me print this path little bit systematic using a for loop. Actually this sys.path returns this list. So this list contains different paths separated by comma. Fine. So we can iterate through this particular sys.path variable, and this is how we can print it systematically. Now let us run it, and here we can see that these are the different paths which the Python interpreter will search for when we run this program demo_sys.py. So same way, whenever we run any program, the Python interpreter search for some paths indicating the location of the modules which are being used within the program. Next is a executable variable. So it returns the absolute path to the Python interpreter. So using this, we can know that where our Python is installed. So let me uncomment this one, and here sys.executable. Fine. So let us run it. So over here we can see that this is the path to the Python exe or Python interpreter. Suppose we want to know what is the version of Python that we are using. So using sys.version we can see the version of a Python. So run it, and here we can see that 3.96 is the current version which is installed within this computer system. So next is a sys.arg variable. The sys.arg, that is arg variable of the system module, Sys module, is used to get the list of all the arguments which are passed from command line. You might be knowing that how to run a program from command line. Now let me demonstrate how we can get input from command line. So here sys.arg, and just let us print these arguments which we are getting from the. So here is a Python terminal, and from this terminal we have to execute this program demo_sys. So we have to type Python demo_sys, name of the file that we want to run, and then the parameters say Ram, Amit, Jay, right? So we are passing 3 parameters, and now let us see. So here we can see that it is printing a list which contains name of the program itself, demo_sys, and then the 3 parameters that we have passed. It always contains the name of the program itself and then the parameters. Now let us enter some integer numbers. So we can get input as an integer number also. Say for example 1, 2, 3 and say 4. So here we can see that the command line arguments that we have, these are referred to as a command line argument. Fine. Now suppose I want to add the numbers which are read from keyboard. So by default this sys.path is a list and individual elements within sys.rv is a string value. So if we want to add these numbers, the number starts from the index 1, 2, 3, 4. Fine. So here is a sample code for adding the numbers. So I'm not going to explain this in detail, but here is a code. So what I'm doing, we are generating sequence of numbers from 1 up to the length of the sysargv. Here the length of sysargv is 5, 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So 5 elements are there, right? So it will return 5, means here it will generate numbers from 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 because here length is 5 length. So if 1, 5 means it will generate numbers from 1 up to 4. And here we are using this index to get the element from this particular index. Fine. So this is a very simple syntax. Okay. So now let us run it from command line and it says this is a program. Now here we can see that the command line input is this one that we are printing over here, and then the sum of number, that is 1 plus 2, that is 3, 3 plus 3, 6, 6 plus 4, that is 10. So this is how we can use sys.argv for getting the input within the program. This is how we can add the parameters which we receive from command line. So next is a demo of datetime module. So name of the program file is datetime.py, and the datetime module provides classes and methods for manipulating dates. And datetime class are categorized into 6 different classes like date, time, time delta, tzinfo, time zone. But for simplicity, for this particular video, we'll see the practical examples of datetime module, datetime class. So it's a combination of date and time. Here date is simply related to date only, time is related to time with these different parameters, and date is with these 3 parameters. And here date time consists of all these parameters of date and time. So now let us start with, say, very first thing is over here we have to import the module. We have to import the class. Say for example, I want to use the date, right? Then I can import like from datetime module import date. So here I will be able to use only date class. Now suppose if I want to use time or also date time, then import. Same way if I want to use datetime class of datetime module, this is a module name, this is a class defined within the datetime module. Fine. And there is a function today within this datetime class to get today's date and time. So tday is a user defined variable equals to datetime.today. Now let me print today and let us see what is the output. So we can see that today, using today function, is this date, this is a time, that is hours, minutes, seconds, and these are the microseconds. There is a similar function, say .now means today. It will also return today's date. The use is similar, the name of the module, the name of the function. So now let us run it and let us see the output. So here we can see that the output of both is same. There is only one difference. This now function takes a tzinfo as a keyword argument, but this today does not take that keyword argument. So this is the difference. We will not go in detail of what is tzinfo. If you want to explore this function in detail, then you can go through its documentation either on python.org documentation section, or within this using help command you can explore these functions in detail. Say for example, I want to print like this Thursday 12th August 2021. Then there is a formatting string for datetime class. Different formatting strings for day, year, month and day are like this. If you want to print the complete day, then percentage sign and capital letter A. 3-letter day, then percentage sign, small letter A. Same way year, capital letter Y, small letter Y with percentage sign. Month, capital B, small b. Day, percentage, small d, will return dates from 1 to 13. So here is a function named strf time. So we have to use this particular variable over here, that is tday dot strf time, and here is a formatting string. So this A is for the complete day, D is for the today's date, that is a value, that is 12th August, means it will return 12. B means month, that is August, and this Y, say capital Y, that is a 4-digit year 2021. Now let us run it, and here we can see that today date time using the today function is this one, and this is the date which is printed by this formatted printf statement using strf time function. So Thursday 12th August 2021. Now suppose if I want only 3-letter day and 3-letter month, that is small b, and 2-letter year, that is small y. Now let us run it. So we can see that Thursday 3-letter, then month also we are getting 3, and here is a year, last 2 digits of year. Similarly we can get the time also. Fine. Suppose if I want to print only year only, then I can write simply very simple, that is y. Say for example I want to print only 4-digit year, then here only percentage capital Y will return year. Same way if I want to return today's day, then percentage A. So here we can see that Thursday. So now the task for you is explore date time and date time classes of Datetime module in detail and write a program for that. Second task is there is a module named calendar. So there are 2 things that you have to do for this calendar: print calendar of a given month and year, and second thing is check whether given year is leap year or not. Next and the last module is the math module. So very first thing is the import statement, that is import the module math. So math module is for different mathematical functions like greatest common divisor, square root, factorial, logarithmic, trigonometric functions. Now so very first thing is let us see how we can find GCD 2 numbers. So here name of the module, then the function GCD 15, 30. So it will find greatest common divisor of 50 and 30. Now let us run it. So here we can see that greatest common divisor of 50 and 30 is 10. Now let us change these numbers to say for example 45, and now let us run it. So here we can see that 5 is the greatest common divisor of these 2 numbers. Same way I can have 3 numbers, say I have 18, and let me change this to 40, and now let us run it, and here we can see that the greatest common divisor of these 3 numbers is 2. So this is how we can use GCD function of built-in module math. We have already seen how we can use the square root in last module, but this once again I am repeating, that is math.sqrt, then the number for which we want to find square root. So run it. So we can see the square root of 16 is 14. Say for example if I have 81, then square root of 81 is 9. Same way there is a factorial function defined in math module, that also we have seen in last video. So now let us run it and see. So 120 is a factorial of 5. Then say for example we want to find logarithm of a number, then math.log 16. So let us see. So this is natural logarithm of number 16, and the next is the log base 2. Log base 2 of number 16 is 4. Let us take the last function, and that is a prod function. So prod function returns the multiplication of number that we specify as an argument over here. So here is a list of 3 numbers. It returns the multiplication of these 3 numbers. So now let us run it, and here we can see that the multiplication of this is 30, that is 2 into 3 is 6, 6 into 5 is 30. Now let us say for example 4, 5, we have added one more number, so we can see that it is 120. There are other functions also, say for example floor, seal, and many more functions are there that you can see over here. Say for example math dot factorial, we can have value of pi also. These are the trigonometric functions, right? Then we have in the e, it returns the value of e. Now the task for you is just explore the different trigonometric functions available in math module, and also you can explore different functions depending on your requirement. Whatever task I have given, you can just write a program for all the different tasks that I have given. You can post your program in comment section. If you need any help, let me know. If you have really liked this video, please like, share, and write your valuable comments. Also you can ask me questions related to Python, data science, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. I will try my best to help you in all possible ways. If you have not subscribed our channel, please subscribe it. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to receive the latest video updates and recent news in artificial intelligence, machine learning, and data science. So this is all about built-in modules in Python. Thanks for watching this video. Have a great time.